going to try and save this shoe factory by making boots. Any questions?
Just be dignity. Celebrate yourself triumphantly. You'll see. You'll see. Just be. Just be.
Hey guys, welcome to SceneTV. I'm Markus, and sitting on the couch with me today is star of Kinky Boots, Toby Francis. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Welcome to the set. Good, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Oh wow, I mean, so many places to go. We'll talk about these later, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're in Adelaide because you are performing at the cricket, correct?
I am. I'm
for Australia Day.
Singing at the Australia Day test.
Yeah, what are you
Australia
singing?
versus Pakistan, the Australian anthem. So we did a sound check for that earlier today to lift the curtain for a moment and talk about rehearsal. So. Was
there talk possibly of doing Sexes in the Hills?
There was actually, but if you've watched where the anthem is, it's done on the scoreboard. So I mean, it's a bit precarious, and also that's Callum's song, and I'd feel like I was encroaching. Yeah, you don't want to take that away.
And sometimes the national anthem just needs to be sung at Australia Day, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And the heels maybe might detract from that for a moment.
Quite possibly.
They made the right decision.
Save it for the show. Let's talk about the show. So this started in September last year?
Yeah, I moved down to Melbourne in September to begin rehearsals.
Yep.
And we started our previews in October, and we had our opening night a few weeks later. So we've been running about 3 months now.
Yeah, cool.
Proper, yeah.
And how's it been received?
It's been fantastic. It's been incredible. People are loving it. They're always jumping up at the end of the show and dancing along and singing along to the finale without knowing the lyrics or the dance moves, and that's always a good sign. It's been going great.
I did see it in New York, which was amazing.
When did you see it?
It would have been about 2 years ago now.
Yeah, right.
With the original cast, so Billy Porter
and Stark Sands
was actually
would have been,
correct.
Yeah,
just outstanding. And I just remember the end, the big finale, which is a huge couple of numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just everybody, the feeling that comes into the audience is just outrageous.
Yeah, Jerry Mitchell, the director, he says that it's a tsunami of love. That's how.
Yeah,
which is a very Jerry Mitchell phrase, and he says you just spend the whole time, because before a tsunami is like the ocean goes out and then it comes back. And he says you spend the whole time just throwing everything out to the audience, and it comes back to you in this massive way at the end. And he's totally right.
Have you actually had a chance to see the show yourself?
I haven't, and I don't know if I'll get a chance actually, because if I'm able to be at the theatre, I'll be on stage.
Yeah, correct.
And if I'm not, then
maybe
I'll
a trip
be
to
somewhere
New
else.
York.
Yeah, I'd love to. I've never been, you know.
Oh, really?
Never been. Yeah, I know that's kind of like the place you have to go if you do music theatre, and it's a place I really want to check out.
Maybe you're just working too hard.
Yeah, that's what I like to tell myself.
It's good.
Yeah, it's maybe if I work super hard, I'll get there without having to pay for my own ticket.
Yeah, the bargain deal.
Yeah.
So, what's your favourite number from the show that you perform?
I really love Soul of a Man in Act 2.
Yep.
Which is sort of Charlie's moment of catharsis, and not to give too much away, but it's a moment in the show that's very hard for him, and he feels like he's been sort of juggling balls or juggling boots for the past however long, and he's starting to drop a few of them, and it happens in a very spectacular way. And Soul of a Man is a moment that he has reflecting on who his father was and whether or not he will ever live up to that. And that's always, everything has been building to that moment for the whole show for Charlie, and I really enjoy doing that number.
And your favourite scene?
There's so many. But probably the scene just prior to Soul of a Man, which is, it gets really meaty and which is really interesting for a musical, not to talk shop or talk anything very quickly, but there is it's a scene where there's maybe 3 moments with characters alone, it just speaking, that's leading up into the song, and the stakes are getting raised and going up to lead to that song. But it's really, really meaty, really well written, and you really see these characters sort of struggle to reconcile, and it's really, really thrilling to do.
And of course, I mean, your co-star in the show is Callum Francis.
Yes.
An amazing performer. Totally. Who plays the role of Lola,
Yes.
and has all those incredible outfits and those boots as well.
He has to wear them more than I do.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can save your bit till the end, can't you?
Yeah.
But he's got it the whole show.
The whole show he's in
essentially.
heels.
How's your relationship with him as a working relationship? Have you got a good thing going on there?
Yeah, it's fantastic. First time I met him, I said to my fiancée, she said, so how was it? She met him too, and she said, so how was it just hanging out on your own? And I said, great, I kind of feel like I've met a childhood friend that I never knew I had. It was like this instantaneous connection. And I don't know whether it's because we share the same surname or because we're roughly the same age by like a month.
Oh, wow.
But it was pretty much instant. He's very quickly become one of my closest friends. You only have to look at our Instagrams to see that we're constantly doting on each other, and when we're not annoying each other or like trying to see how much we can push each other until they like get out of my room, kind of sibling-esque feeling where we're making sure each other's taken care of, and it's a very, very good relationship.
He's obviously from the West End version of Kinky Boots, isn't he?
Yeah, he understudied the role of Lola over there, and he'd actually heard by chance, I don't want to butcher his story, but he'd actually heard that they were looking for a Lola here, and he got in contact and said he'd like to be considered for it.
Yeah, great.
And so everyone went over and watched him do the role. They put him on, and Cyndi Lauper herself actually accidentally told him that he'd got the gig before he was meant to know.
Whoa, Cindy.
Yeah, they were at the Olivier Awards, and she ran up to him and said, "Oh, Callum, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad I got to see you. You're going to be wonderful in Australia," and left. And Callum was like, "What?
Yeah, wow.
What?"
Of course, Cyndi Lauper wrote the score for the musical, didn't she? Mm-hmm. Incredible. Look, I'm a massive fan of her. You got to meet her because she came over here for the opening, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
What's she like?
She's great. There are so many moments when everyone wants a piece of her time all the time, so she's very, very busy. But there are so many moments where you forget that you're talking to Cyndi Lauper because she's really down to earth and really giving with her time, and she knows so much. She's such an intelligent songwriter and musician and singer. She knows so much, and she was always giving with that. So Cal and I would have sessions with her where we'd just hang out in the dressing room, and she'd play and teach us things and talk to us about the show and what had inspired her while she was writing the music. And she's a blast. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. And Harvey Feinstein, did I pronounce that?
Harvey Feinstein.
Harvey Feinstein.
Yeah.
Has he come over?
No, he hasn't. He's I think he's talked about this in a print interview. So this wouldn't be giving anything away, but he's not a big flyer.
Oh, okay.
He's not a big fan of flying, but also he's pretty busy. He's been doing Hairspray Live with Jerry Mitchell, who was director of Kinky Boots.
That was brilliant. Did you see that?
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't got a chance.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Kristen Chenoweth, just incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it when I get a
totally good.
When I get a chance.
You've got some catching up to do when your show's over.
I got so much catching up to do.
Doesn't look like it's going to be over for a while.
Well, here's hoping. Is this wood? Is that wood?
That's, well, you know.
There we go. Touch wood.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Because after Melbourne, you go to Sydney.
That's right.
And then fingers crossed one day maybe Adelaide. We'll see.
I hope so. I mean, I love performing here. I've performed here a couple of times, and it would be great to come here.
What did you perform in Adelaide last?
Last, I was here with the 10 Tenors, performing with the Power of 10 tour. And prior to that, I brought 2 cabaret shows here to the Adelaide Cabaret Festival. One called Love and Death, The Songs of Jim Steinman, and my first show called Blokelahoma. Yeah,
cool. I've heard about that. That was directed by
David Campbell.
David Campbell. That's
yeah,
it
was.
Yep.
Yeah, he came up to me after I sort of won my place, because I won the place at Adelaide Cabaret Festival by this thing called the 8th Annual Cabaret Contest. It was the 8th one. And I won a place, and he was one of the judges. He was festival director with his wife Lisa at the time, and he came up to me and he said, "I'd like to direct your show," and that's how we met. And now both David and Lisa are very dear friends now, and they've been incredible. So
yeah,
they've been
great.
incredible.
Toby, this has been an absolute treat. I'm going to have to say to you though, how do you get around in those heels? Because they're huge, aren't they?
They're a full 6 inches on the heel. I spent 2 months training in Pilates and strength training to make sure I was strong enough to wear them. Because that's what no one tells you, is it's not all the calf, it's all the stomach and back and everything to hold you up. So yeah, I get around in them by being cheeky and only having to wear them for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And
but part of your getting used to it was like maybe doing the housework at home, all that kind of stuff, tending the garden.
Yeah, that's right. Just go down the shops, pop down, pick up laundry. Yeah. Well, and now I just do it just for fun.
Yeah,
just, pop down.
Now it's just for that kinking. Well, there you go. See what I did?
The kinky
See
kick.
what I did?
See? Get that in there.
Toby, what an absolute pleasure. Guys, go and see it while it's in Melbourne. If you don't see it in Melbourne, see it in Sydney. Maybe one day, who knows where it's going to be after that. Toby, absolute pleasure. So nice to meet you.
You too.
And all the best with the show.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. See you guys.